A hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone, and my charger don't walk with a limp. You get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
Big man, turned up, my nigga. You already know what time it is, man. Live from the motherfucking chain, gang. You heard? We do this shit for real, my nigga. Fuck with a nigga told my nigga.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV in the building, y'all. I figured I'd come back on here, man, and get back into it on my story. I know a lot of people been, wanting to know what happened, how DeSoto was, or whatever. And, y'all hit that like and subscribe button. But, the way you keep in line with my story when you're watching my story is any video that you see that has a lock emoji, like this one has, you start at the bottom of the list, and that breaks down the story, all right? I know I like to throw a couple different videos out there before I continue with the story, but that's just how I feel like doing it, all right? So anyways, I was at DeSoto, right? I've been there about 10 days, 12 days, and then I finally was going to get my job title from ICT. Since I was about to go home so soon, they put me in education. They rarely have any different jobs other than outside ground, the kitchen, or education, or like a captain orderly. There's different canteen man. There's different things that they'll make you for, but it's hard to become a canteen man. Them dudes, like, they'll tell on their own mom to be a canteen man. Like, that's how serious it is with their jobs. Captain orderly, like, I wouldn't want to be that. Me, I refuse to work. I'll go to confinement before I'm a captain's orderly. It just don't look right, to people out there. It looks like, oh, man, he be in the police face a lot, But anyways, they gave me education. They put me in education. I was trying to get my GED. I only had one portion of the GED left. When I first went to prison, I took the GED test. I was at Calhoun up in the Panhandle. And I literally, I didn't take it serious. So I failed everything. I failed every section. But then, once I was at Charlotte, I took the test again, passed everything except for one subject, which was math. And I was only off by a couple points or whatnot. So they put me in education. The way it works with, to get your GED and stuff like that, you can only take the test once every 4 months. So they basically have you in a class. You have to go to it every single day. You got to be there, whatever, do all the work assignments they have. You got to be GED ready to take the GED. Me, I only needed one section left. And the final day of the testing was 2 days before I went home. So they snuck me in there real quick, so I was able to get my GED. All right? But, so as I went to GED class, I go there, whatever. Like I said, it's totally different than it was at Charlotte. Now, I've already was state certified through environmental services. I mentioned in my prior videos that I was doing buffing. I was buffing floors, and I got state certified in the state of Florida for environmental services. I took a 6-week medical class with the nurse, learned how to clean up blood and all this stuff just in case if I had to work in a hospital. All right, it's part of the section. But DeSoto was nothing like Charlotte. And what I mean by this is, I said it before, it was a breeze to me. Some people say it was rocking back when they were there, whatever, before they split the compound up. But when I was there, it was something totally different. So after I get my job, which was education, my first day in the school building, I go in there and they put me in the class, and I just see how everyone's literally coming together, which everyone, is helping each other, which is, to me, like I said, it made me feel like I definitely was getting closer to home because the environment I was in now, like I said, at Charlotte, when I was doing environmental services, when we were buffing, we were going from dorm to dorm. I was going from dorm to dorm with that thing on me, with that banger on me. That environmental services was a good thing to have because it was like a license. It makes it to where you're able to, travel through the compound. That's your license. What do you mean? I'm environmental services. Okay, go ahead. You see what I'm saying? So, DeSoto, it wasn't really nothing to it. It was more like being in a county jail, to me than it was the chain gang. Like I said, only 2 people got wet up the whole time I was there. I hollered at my homeboys, like, boy, what a banger that. I got to get me a banger, you know what I'm saying? What a Jackson, I got to get me. He's like, oh, it ain't that type of camp frog, you know, just fall back, blah, 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 shit like that. But anyways, I don't listen, you know, so I end up, you know, making my own banger. I had a banger, and I realized I didn't need it, but I still had it because I'd rather get caught with it than to get caught without it. So, next thing you know, I'm hollering at my bunkie. I'm like, man, what's up, man? Fuck it, bro. Let's go half on a jack. You feel me? I don't need the whole one. Let's go half on it until I'm here, and then I'll just leave it to you, you feel me, when I EOS, because there's no reason for me to buy one myself right now. You get what I'm saying? There's no reason for me to do the whole rundown and everything myself, but if you go half, then I'll leave it to you. So it's like you got half of a, you paid half, you get to keep the jack when I go home, and you know, probably, I had like 70 days left or something like that. So, long story short, I ended up getting one, you know, and when I got the jack or whatnot, you know, it was just, it was different than a lot of other places. When I was there at the time, all they had was the little dominoes at the time. They had the domino. No one seen a touchscreen until I decided to get a touchscreen. Everyone was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's this white boy that just got here? He are, you know, but, you know, when you're a playmaker, you can make it happen wherever you go. So I was about to touch down and got the jack or whatever. 2 days after the jack, they hit a shakedown. They came directly to my room, straight to my room, went straight to my locker, flipped my bunk, everything, had me and my bunkie like in handcuffs, like they were looking for a jack, but they didn't find one. You know what I'm saying? And I don't speak on like where it was or nothing like that. But anyways, so they didn't find one. I'm telling them the whole time I'm in handcuffs. I'm like, boy, you were misinformed, boy. I'm like, you was misinformed, Cap. I said, boy, I said, dead trail, Cap, dead trail. I kept telling them like you came to a dead end. You came to a dead end. Like, you ain't gonna find none. You ain't gonna find none, you know, because a lot of people, you know, when they actually get their hands on a phone, you know, they want it so much and so bad that, you know, they'll eventually get caught with it. Me, I was so cool, calm, and collective and so used to it that, you know, it ain't nothing for me to pay someone to hold that. Here, go ahead, hold that, you know. But that's just the type of thing, that's just how I did it, you know. It wasn't nothing to me. I get one knocked off, I get another one. Another one, I get another one. See, I mean, no inmate gonna take my phone. That's the thing. I was gonna rock out, go to CM. You know, done been in plenty situations about jacks, everything. Like, that's one thing for sure. Ain't no way my jack was getting took from me unless it was by the police. That's simple. That's just how I was thinking about it. And then, you know, so, they didn't find the jack. They left the dorm. As soon as they left the dorm, I was like, boom. What I'm finna do now is I'm gonna flood this shit. So I got on a jack, boom, 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 did my 1-2 or whatever, you know, chopping it up. Because one thing that a jack's good for is to make money, you know. So I did my 1-2 or whatnot to where I could make sure all my homeboys that I was now vibing with in there, which was like probably like 4 people. A couple of them I had came on the bus with or whatever, you know. We were vibing. I made sure they was all gonna be straight because I was gonna go home. So I'm like, all right, now that I get to get this chain gang shit up, let me go ahead and make sure someone else can like be the man while I'm gone. You feel me? So I did my little 1-2 to make sure everybody was straight. I go into the while I'm in the classroom for education, they flip my room again. You know, looking for a jack. And like I said, I hadn't been there that long. It's just word travels so fast. You know, like I said in my last video, people called Charlotte to see, oh, why Frog here? Why Frog here? Because a lot of people that was at DeSoto got wet up at Charlotte. So the rumor went around at DeSoto that I got caught in the barbershop hitting a female officer. You feel me? Like hitting her, like smashing. You feel me? That's the rumor that went around DeSoto. So it made the police and everyone aware of me as soon as I got there. So I'm there. And I was trying to get in the kitchen, which I don't like to work in the kitchen. I refuse to work in the kitchen. But I was just trying to get put in the kitchen because my last 70 days were dragging at DeSoto. Like, it was so, like, boring and laid back there that it was, like, dragging. So I'm like, man, I got to do something different. I'm like, I got to do something different. There's something different I got to do. So I put in like a request and I tried to like get a job assignment changed. Because to them, education is your job assignment. And you do 60 days in the box if you refuse to work or refuse to go where you're supposed to be at. And they can give you a 15-day DR if you're in an authorized area. So that means if you're supposed to be in school and you ain't there, you're in an unauthorized area, 15 days. Or if you have a call out and you don't go, 15 days in confinement. So they didn't want to put me in the kitchen, which I just was like, damn, if I get put in the kitchen, boom, my homeboys that are in confinement right now, because a lot of people that were getting shipped from Charlotte were landing at DeSoto, but they were keeping them in the box. They were like, they would keep them at the box, keep them in the box, keep them in the box. They're still under investigation, stuff like that. So I started getting kites from my dogs back there and realizing I had a lot of people, you know, coming there from Charlotte, you know. Just like, for instance, when my dog Shine got shipped from Charlotte, he landed at DeSoto in confinement. They never even let him hit the compound. And they sent him straight from DeSoto to Dade. Straight to Dade CI. So he didn't even get to hit the pound at DeSoto. He literally, they just sent him there and left him in the box and then shipped him to another camp. You see, like, that's how they do you. So, my bunkie had gotten a fight with an Arnett or whatever, beat up an Arnett, and then after he fought him or whatever, you know, there was a lot of like people like looked at my room like, okay, them boys ain't fucking off, you know, like they ain't finna let, you know. But my bunkie, he been rocking out. Shout out to my dog, he from Tallahassee, you feel me? And me and him, you know, we made a bond in so short of time that was my dog. You know, and I was on a countdown. And like I said, on a countdown, like, to where I was going to go home soon. You know, like, I had it to where, like, if people were to call the jack, you know, if they called the jack, I made it to where they would be like, is Billy there? Is Billy there? Is Billy there? My nickname was Billy. So if they called the phone, that wasn't my nickname on the pound, but that was my name. If they knew to call the phone, you know, because like I said, phones be getting knocked off or whatnot. And, you know, a lot of people be like, oh, man, you know, oh, you were hiding them in your ass and this and this and this and that, this and that. You could check your resume, my resume. You could ask around. Anyone that's ever been locked up with me, you can do whatever you want, and they will tell you fraud does not get down like that. I'd rather pay the differences or I'll get caught with it before I do that. You see what I'm saying? So, there'd be a lot of internet stuff that say shit like that. You feel me? A lot of little internet that just want little things to say. So, we started getting a lot of shakedowns or whatever. Like, my dorm got hot just due to the fact people were hating and saying that I had a jack. And I just got there. Now, when they do shakedowns, a lot of officers from Charlotte came there for the shakedown. And they would say, oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt if he had one. I wouldn't doubt if he had one. That's K-Frog TV. I wouldn't doubt if he had one. This and that, like, you know, and it made it to where it was like I couldn't make the moves at DeSoto that I wanted to, that I was doing at Charlotte, just due to the fact that so much attention was on me from Charlotte alone. You get what I'm saying? So there's like, here I just came from a ratchet ass camp, was there vibing, hanging out, you know, phones on deck, everything got shipped, made you know, put a TV show on the internet, K-Frog TV, all this shit got shipped behind it. You know, landed at a new camp after doing 200-something days in the box. And the word on the compound is I got caught having a female staff relationship with a female officer. You know, so my name was already, you know, it's kind of hard to move when there's a lot of eyes on you. You know, for people who's been to prison, they know it's kind of hard to do that. So, I did as much as I could do. Like I said, it came to the point of where it was hard to even have a banger. Like, they would literally come in the dorm and just blitz my room. Made me feel like I was the only playmaker at DeSoto at the time. You know? So, I started doing the education shit. I tried to take the education shit serious right before I went home. It made it to where I can get my GED. Everything was a go. So, as I'm doing that, I'm thinking like, damn, you know, like, why am I walking to the school every day with a banger? What am I walking around clutching this shit through education for when I could clearly say, see, this ain't that type of problem, you know? There was a couple blind spots, like when you go to laundry was ducked off. It was like behind the building. You go behind, you know, stuff like that. So me, I'm thinking, boy, that's a blind spot, you know? But it was nothing like that. It was literally a breeze while I was at DeSoto. Went from playing with knives to playing with Reagals. You go in the rec yard, there's spiders everywhere, Regal spiders. Everyone's buying them and shit. You see people all in the rec yard with a sandwich bag in their hand, and they're catching flies for their spiders. See, I'm not used to shit like that. I'm used to people walking around. You be on a rec yard with 400 people, and it's dead quiet. Like, that's how you know something to pop off. Like, there's 400 of us walking around. It's dead quiet. You know, like, there's something finna, you know. I'm used to shit like that. Not people hanging out and going and catching flies. And they had these 2 abandoned pavilions in the middle of the rec yard. They were like just old pieces of wood, like little huts. And then you see people standing up there catching the spiders throughout the cracks, getting a piece of a stick and trying to catch, you know, stuff like that. And they were actually selling those Regals. You know, you could sell them anywhere from $5 to $15. Depends on what size it is, if it's a male, female, what color it is, you know, stuff like that. So like I said, I went from playing with bangers to playing with Regals. So it was a totally different ball game. You know, I walk in there, into my dorm, and everybody's, you know, got water bottles with a spider in it. And everybody's like, you know, it was a totally different ball game. I'm used to people playing with Tunchi and bangers and jacks and everything. But then when I realized no one there wanted one, no one there even had it in their mind to get them, you know. So to me, it was like, it threw me off a little bit because it was nothing like what I was used to. All right. So I've had a lot of people I knew before I went to prison from my neighborhood that did their time at DeSoto. So it makes me look at them a little different now. Like, boy, you was not at no ratchet camp. Yeah, you may have did 5 years, or you may have did 6 years or whatever, or 7, 9, whatever. But bro, you was at DeSoto your whole big, bro. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, prison's prison. Anything can turn. All it takes is the right person to go there. You know what I'm saying? You could be at that camp for 5 years and it'd be sweet. No problems, no pressure, don't get no fights, no situations. And then all of a sudden a bus show up and there's 20 people on there and 5 people on that bus be ratchet, and they could turn that whole camp up. They'll turn that whole camp up. Like, it'll turn from being a camp that's mellow like this to like that's just how it is. People, you know, there could be 30 people on the camp that are hush mouths, but that are really living like that, and they're just waiting for the right moment to crank, and they ain't crank yet. And then the right person comes that gets them into their zone, and they crankness, and they turn up and all that shit, and then that's what, you know, that's what it takes, and that's what'll happen. But the whole DeSoto situation, like I said, I was only there my last 70 days. You know, I never went to confinement there. You know, it was supposed, I heard it was sweet though, like from my dogs and shit that were back there. Like, you know, I was able to send extra trays back there to my dogs, and I didn't even work in the kitchen. You see, I just had people in my dorm. You know, I'd be like, I go up to my dog. There was a couple people in my dorm, and I pay them $3. There you go, 3 Doritos. You know, there you go, 3 Doritos, you know, like that. And I tell them, make sure the boys in the box are straight. And it'd be like, and then they knew who my homeboys were. And I give them kites, and, you know, they bring the kites back there for me or whatnot. And then my dogs got extra trays while they were back there. You know, that's the most I can do because I don't work back there and I don't work in the kitchen. So I gotta be the middleman somehow. So, like I said, Charlotte's where it was at. DeSoto was watered down. All right. Now, I was there, and a couple people that I had seen that was from Charlotte, you know, they were going to they were going to war, but it wasn't really a war like I was used to. So I seen one dude, you know, when they popped the doors and everybody went to the Sally Port. My one dog from Charlotte, he was pushing a push broom, and he grabbed the broom and cracked it right across some dude's head, broke the whole wooden stick across him and everything, and went to whooping him when he was on the ground with that. You know, that was another situation I seen while I was at DeSoto. But then, see, like I said, that came from someone I was at Charlotte with. See, so it depends on who's there. You know, like I didn't go there and meet no one from DeSoto that was like, yeah, bro, this is what it is, and stuff like that, and cutting people or nothing like that. And it was just different. Like, you know, there was structure, and there was like, you know, union at Charlotte between different organizations and stuff like that, and different cliques. But at DeSoto, everyone was like on their own. Like they didn't fuck with their own kind, you know, their own brothers. They all like distanced, you know, smoked Tunchi and shit like that. You know, at Charlotte, boy, a lot of gang members ain't allowed to do that. You know, you got to be on beat. You never know when you could be going to war, or someone coming here and try to take something and wet you up or nothing like that. So, but at DeSoto, on the other hand, you see people like going from dorm to dorm looking like zombies, wanting to get all high and everything. And then their own brothers don't even say nothing to them or nothing. You know, they have different, it's different structure for different places, I guess. Well, different, depends on who's there, who's running what clique, you know, because at DeSoto, everybody was like, you know, getting all high, and to me, I'm like, damn, bro, like at Charlotte, these people would be wet, bro. Like they'd be, boy, right now, that's considered lacking. Like, bro, you're lacking, bro. You're sleep, bro. Like right now, bro, you can get caught off guard, bro. And you know, me, I only was up to date because I was institutionalized from being at Charlotte so long that I would not get caught slipping. You know, because the moment you think it ain't something, it is something. Or the moment your mind thinks of something and you don't catch that and you ignore it, boom, and then you'll be in confinement, you know, wet up, cut up or whatever, be back there in the box or whatever, be sitting in your cell and be like, damn, dog, I had a feeling, because, see, you can't ignore them signs, you know? There's no way to ignore them signs. So, I'm in the school building. One of my dogs come in there that he got shipped from Charlotte. He landed at the DeSoto also. He came out, he hit the pound. Next thing you know, he comes in the school building. I ain't seen him yet. I didn't even know he was there. He comes up to me while I'm inside the classroom. He's like, Fraud, what up, bitch? I'm like, man, what's up? So me and my dog, we vibing, we chopping it up. Long story short, there's someone from his exact hood that he don't really, you know, fuck with like that. So he tell me, oh, I'm going to bust him. After child come with me, bro, I'm going to bust him. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, bro, I got you. Let's ride. So boom, you know, he ain't got shit else to do. I ain't seen no drama or no fun shit since I've been here. So shit, I'm ready to get in something. So next thing you know, boom, we walk around. We going to leave the child hall. As soon as we go to leave the child hall, my dog's like, oh, I'm going to bust him. I'm like, all right. We bend the corner. My dog fire him up with a lock. Split him wide open with a lock. Patched up. We call it patched up because that shit'll take a chunk out your hair. Your head never, that shit'll leave a patch. He fired this dude up with a lock that was from his own hood, you know? And dude was all busted open and shit like that. They put him in handcuffs. My dog never got caught, whatever. And I was sitting there like, okay, you know, this the type of shit I'm used to seeing. So many people went to telling. So many people went to telling that they came and got me. Put me under investigation. Put me, you know what I'm saying? When they put me under investigation, they brought me to medical like I was going to go to confinement or whatnot. But I never went to confinement. They put me in they say I was under investigation and they were going to put me in confinement. But I already knew the routine. How you going to put me under investigation and say I did some shit or was around something when I wasn't? Basically. So I'm sitting there, whatever. They came up to me and they were like, next thing you know, they were like, we caught your homeboy. So I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know nothing about nothing. Because my homeboy wasn't in my dorm. So we shouldn't even have been at chow at the same time. That's what I was saying to the sergeant. I'm like, how? I said, I don't even know what dorm he's in. When they brought him in, I'm in G dorm. That's what I said. I'm in G dorm. I'm like, he ain't in my dorm. Next thing you know, they take me out of handcuffs and they're like, yeah, there's no way, because I called G dorm after then such and such to go to chow. But really, my dog was over there violating with me. We met up at the school building. So, but see, my dog went to confinement though, because he was like, man, fuck that, hell yeah, I bust him. Damn right, I bust him. But my dog played law because he looks over and he's like, I don't know that cracker. He starts selling out to me in front of the officer to make it look like, you feel me, when my dog did that. And then I got a kite from him. I sent him some food back there. You know, that was my dog, you feel me? But so many people started telling when he fired that person up. That's why I said I was in a different environment. I was in a totally different environment than Charlotte. You know, like it was totally different. Like at Charlotte, man, like fucking, 4 people get wet, 6 people get hit with locks. That's 10 people got fucked up in the last 2 days. Ain't no one telling. Everyone knows, boy, you gonna be next, you say something. But at DeSoto, it was more different. You know, it was more watered down. My jack that I had or whatever that I kept shooting out when they kept hitting my cell, I kept sending, had my dog holding it down and everything like that. Everything was a go. That jack alone, you know, lasted me. It lasted me, and I couldn't believe it. It was like so easy for me because of the way I'm used to and how I was so souped up about it. I know they're coming. I know, you know, you got to peep different signs and shit. You know, like when I was in confinement one time and I had my jack, you get the order on the Canteen list. You get to order 5 non-food items and 4 food items. You get to order once every 2 weeks, you know? And I ordered like 10 peanut butter squeezes, which they're so small, so 10 peanut butter squeezes consider as one item. You know, 10 cheese squeezes or 3 cheese squeezes is one item, you know, because they're so small. But if it comes to like chips or honey bun, you can only order like 2 kinds of chips or a honey bun. You can't get no soups or nothing like that. But I ordered 10 cheese squeezes, which is 1 honey bun. Which is one item. And then I ordered a honey bun and then 2 bags of Lay's chips. When they come around to give us Canteen in confinement now, they give me 10 packs of batteries. You can't even order 10 packs of batteries on the compound. You're not allowed to hit the window and get more than 2 packs of batteries. Like straight up, you go to the window and you're like, oh, let me get 4 packs of batteries. It ain't happening. Well, at least while I was at Charlotte, it wasn't happening. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen at Calhoun either. So, like, that's a red flag off rip. Like, they gave me all these batteries under my door when they were doing Canteen. They were sliding all my items under the door, and I had to sign a paper and everything. You know, when they go around to do Canteen. So I'm like, what the so I'm telling my bunkie, he's like, boy, you hit, boy. I'm like, hell no, I ain't hit. So I grabbed my jack, boom, 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 put it inside eyeglass case, boom, 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 sent word, boom, sent my shit downstairs. You know, I was on the top tier. Next thing you know, they come in squatted, flip my whole room, grab me and my bunkie, cuff us, put us in a different shower, boom, boom, and they flip our room. Get the little step ladder, open the light, trying to see if the phone was there and everything. Man, that was a red flag from hell, man, because on the compound, if you order that many batteries, it's a red flag. Not only that, I'm in confinement. So when them people go through them papers that you sent to put in for your Canteen, the officer that runs the Canteen, he's going to look at it and be like, man, hold on, man. Like, he's going to say something to these inmates, like, why y'all, you let this inmate get 10 packs of batteries? I see and then, and he's in confinement, what the hell he need to? So I knew it was a red flag. Sure enough, they came in, and I had a sock. The top bunk has holes in it, like circle holes, spaced out, like every 3 inches or circle holes, just in case if you flood or if it rains or anything, you can't. The water won't hold under your mat on the top bunk on the metal because there's holes. All the water will fall out. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So I had a sock through it with a knot, so the knot couldn't go through the hole, and then all the batteries were in the sock. And they came in, they were like, why you got all these batteries? Why you got all these batteries? You see? And I said, I'm gonna be straight up, man. I ordered 10 cheese squeezes, man. They gave me batteries. Straight like that, which that's exactly what it was. You see? So you gotta peep the signs and shit like that. So while I was at Charlotte, it just souped me up to when I basically went to DeSoto. It felt like I was at work release, and I wasn't. I never been to work release. I never been outside the gate my whole bid, So, but work release, is supposed to be, that's how you know you're one step closer to the house. Me going to DeSoto felt like I was one step closer to the house, man. And then it was just like, all right, since I'm here, what I'm gonna do? No one's had touchscreens or whatnot. I'm just gonna see let's see who wants to spend money, who wants to do what they want to do, because there's always ways to do it, So, DeSoto wasn't really all that. Like I said, went from playing with Nice to playing with Reagals. Next thing you know, I get down to my marker to where I have probably 10 days left, maybe 20 days, or probably sooner, probably 15 days in the max. And it felt so unreal, I had a toothache, and you never really want to go through with doing your teeth in prison, because they're gonna put you on a dental plan, which is you got to be in there at least 6 months before you can get put on a dental plan, and then the whole world's on a dental plan. So I did my 5-year bid and was on the dental plan since I've been in prison, and still didn't get called. Like, that just shows they forget about you. But I had a toothache. What it was is my filling fell out. So the reason you don't want to deal with medical when it comes to your teeth in prison is their only option is to pull the tooth. So, like, you can have a tooth dead ass in the front right here anyway, yeah, and next thing you know, they'll pull it. They'll yank you know what I'm saying? They'll pull your fucking teeth out. That's all they do. They don't, oh, let me give you this, let me give you that. So, but they were refusing me. I wasn't going to get it pulled. I basically dealt with the pain until I was going to EOS and come home and got it fixed on the streets, because I still wanted my teeth. But the filling fell out, and on the other side right here, I cracked a tooth while eating my plate in confinement. There was a rock in my beans, and it broke my tooth, and I put the rock. I remember looking at the rock for months, like, look at that, there's a rock in my beans. Made me never trust beans again. But I had to eat ibuprofens. Like, you gotta ask them for an ibuprofen. They might make you sign, shit like that. They tell you don't eat over a certain amount of milligrams a day for ibuprofens and shit. I had to literally crush the ibuprofen and pour it in my tooth where the filling fell out at, and shit like that. Like, I was going through it my last 15 days, because a toothache leads to an earache leads to a headache, like, it's all connected somehow. So they ain't really did shit. They didn't really respond to me or nothing like that. So I was going through it my last 15 days at DeSoto. But then that last week is really what dragged. Like, it really was like, boy, this is it. Boy, this is my last week. Like, this is it. But I'll go ahead and I'll share my last week video with y'all next time. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me. Everyone that's been watching my channel. Shit like that. Y'all go get that new merch. All I know is rock out. The unaffiliated. That's that unaffiliated, y'all. See? That's that unaffiliated, authentic. You feel me? But I appreciate everything. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And, check out the little clip I'm about to drop right here. This was my last, I had like probably a little over 10 days left. And this was when I was at DeSoto vibing with my dog. But all y'all keep your head up, man. You already know this K-Frog. I'm hitting licks like nut break bread with dogs. Putting on free side, David, this K-Frog. It's a robbery, nigga. Heard what I said, I got some names I won't say. Most of them dead. For that tunchi my nigga, there's a price on your head. Take the shit out your locker, throw it all on my bed. You got a daughter back you up, on care what you click. 2 lockers to fit both y'all shit. See me in the cut jamming, smoking the rip. Getting tatted with the money that your people are sent. See on the streets I would've bust you. But in prison, I come cut you. Real talk, my nigga, you know what it is, and I won't stop till I touch you. So I'm coming through with that plexiglass long boy, and I'm gon' gut you. You the true definition of a buster. Cash on that fraud won't front you. So just break it off before you on the ground. Kicking and screaming like Usher. I leave your shirt covered in all red like hot dogs with no mustard. Extortion status, put it in my count. And in my dogs, that's double. Don't like what I'm saying, nigga, catch the wall. Better know what you're doing, let's rumble. Jailhouse blitz, just saying word. Niggas run up in your shit and you'll freeze up. Free bands, just watch the window, let's see who hit. It's time to re-up. All the niggas used to ride with was fearless just like lions. We knocked down bears and wolves, nigga. My first month I got my stripes.